Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the truth-telling spectacle. Today, we're diving deep into the sticky world of falsehoods and lies, where the line between innocent mistakes and deliberate deceit can be as blurry as my vision after one too many, if you know what I mean. Let's talk about falsehoods first. They're like these adorable little puppies we all love, cute, cuddly, and sometimes they just can't help themselves. We've all been there. But here's the kicker. When you choose to repeat that little falsehood, like a playlist on one song on repeat, it morphs into something darker, like a cute puppy transforming into a ferocious guard dog. Liars are like those used car salesmen who promise you a dream car, but once you drive it off the lot, it turns into a lemon faster than you can say, "What the?" They'll sell you the Brooklyn Bridge with a grin, and you'll be left wondering why you ever believed them in the first place. And don't get me started on politicians. They're the connoisseurs of creative deception. They'll paint you a picture of rainbows and unicorns during campaign season, but once they're in office, it's more like a storm of broken promises. Social media liars are no better. They spread falsehoods like wildfire, and before you know it, your feed is a dumpster fire of misinformation. You're caught in a digital whirlwind of confusion. But here's the truth, my fellow truth seekers. While falsehoods can be innocent mishaps, when they're intentionally repeated, they evolve into full-blown, no-holds-barred lies. So let's arm ourselves with skepticism and the power of fact-checking. Let's call out the liars while giving credit to those who admit their mistakes and strive for honesty. In conclusion, falsehoods, they may start out as cute and innocent as a puppy, but when they grow into a deceitful lie, they become as dangerous as a wolf. Let's champion integrity, seek truth, and keep those liars at bay like the monsters under our bed. My name's Tom Coffey. This is the Coffee Nuance Show, the best censored commentary and news show live. Flame on. Oh, wow, what a start. What a start to the show, huh? You know, you think you do everything right. It doesn't work out. It doesn't work out sometimes that way. See if I can turn my flame on. There we go. But yeah, I want to discuss the difference between the falsehood and the lie. The falsehood and the lie. And let me just check on... Yeah, we got a good stream going, so I don't know what the hell the YouTube problem is. Don't know. Do not know at all what the issue over there is. Let me try one more refresh and we'll get on with the show. That's why I'd like to just get off of that platform altogether. Okay. Anyway, what are you going to do? So, yeah, this came up because often, right, people make mistakes. It's not a big deal. Politicians make mistakes. They see one thing, they make a comment on it, but they don't know what is, they don't know. They don't understand. They didn't look into it. Someone asked them to comment on it. They say something. Okay. We've all done that. But if someone tells you, hey, by the way, what you said, yeah, it's not exactly true, and you keep repeating that over and over again, well, that's when it becomes a lie, okay? And so I would like to just propose a rule, okay? If someone repeats a falsehood 3 times, they know it's a lie. That's the difference between a falsehood and a lie. A falsehood... So, all lies are falsehoods. Not all falsehoods are lies. Lies are lies you need intent. You need intent to lie. So if you say something you think it's true, that's not a lie, but you're still wrong. But I say the rule, 3 times You say the same thing 3 times. Now there has to be some intent behind it. Now it is a lie if it's not true. So that's, I need to come up with some better wording for that. But that's what I propose. So in the beginning, yeah, it could be a mistake. Nope. 3 strikes, you're out. You're a liar. And let's get to the example that I want to talk about today. It is a Friday. It's a Fact Check Friday. Hey, thanks everyone for sticking around on getting over there to Rumble and watching the show. Sorry we're not on YouTube. Don't know what is going on. I tried to revive it. Can't do anything about it. It's one of those things that you don't know how to fix something if it's never happened like that way before. So it's never happened before that the YouTube didn't work, but all the other streaming services did work. You know, that's never happened before, so I didn't know how to prepare for it. Now, if this happens 2 more times, you can call me on it. But as it is a Fact Check Friday, I want to talk about the state of fact checking. And I have noticed over the past couple of years, maybe over the past 3 years, fact checking's changed. It's not the same as what it used to be. Let me pull up a couple examples of what is going on in the state of fact checking. Shall we? Let's go. Here we go. So this is just PolitiFact, okay? And we have our latest fact checks. Now this one, they just updated it. It wasn't here an hour ago, so we'll ignore that one. But when we go through here, we got pants on fire, false, false, mostly false, pants on fire, false, pants on fire. And these are all kind of obvious things. They're not even... They're all silly. False, 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 pants on fire, false, pants on fire, false. It's, yeah. Beyonce is a defendant in a major human trafficking case. Yeah, we know that's false. If it were true, it would be like on the news or something. But when you see it in a Facebook post, you go, oh, is there a link to a news article? Because that doesn't sound real to me. I don't think Beyonce is a defendant in a major human trafficking case. So it's false. And that's what so much of fact checking today is. They're just, how about this one? U.S. Navy SEALs are arresting Ron DeSantis for running a child sex trafficking ring. It's a Facebook post. Yeah, it's false. Yeah, this is what fact checking has become. Just going through Facebook and saying, no, 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 no. If you're dumb enough to believe that the U.S. Navy SEALs are arresting Ron DeSantis, and the U.S. Navy SEALs don't arrest people. What are we talking about? Is arresting Ron DeSantis for running a child sex trafficking ring? If you think that, the fact checking isn't going to change your mind. Okay? It's not going to change anyone's opinion. If you are so naive to believe this kind of crap, the fact checks aren't going to do it. So why are they fact checking this? Boom. Oh, let's fact check some TikToks, some more Facebook posts. So we just scroll through here and it's fire, false, fire, pants on fire, false, pants on fire. And then we finally came down to one that's mostly true. That's our fact check for today, everybody. Let's check it out. Kamala Harris stated on July 20th in a speech to the Delta Sigma Theta sorority, Florida decided middle school students will be taught that enslaved people benefited from slavery. And Sophia Bliss Carrascosa says it's mostly true. Let's take a look. Oh, let's take a look at this. So here's our PolitiFact. As a reminder, in the description of the video, after the video is posted, I leave links to archived video, archived an archived copy of every story that I go through the day. So if you hear something and you want to share it with someone else, or you want to check me, make sure that I'm presenting this stuff correctly, you can just go to the description of the video and there's an archive link to every story that I do. Wouldn't it be cool if everybody did that? Wouldn't it be nice if CNN would leave a link to their story? Wouldn't it be great if other people, like on YouTube or any streaming platform, would actually link to the story that they talk about? That would be pretty cool. I know Styx Hexenhammer does it, but for the most part, most people that commentate on this kind of stuff, they don't do that. So anyway, but here we go. Florida decided middle school students will be taught that enslaved people benefited from slavery. So, Vice President Kamala Harris drew wide attention when she called a section about slavery in Florida's middle school social studies standards an insult. Well, I've got a clip from that. So let's check this out. Nope, that's not it.
Just yesterday in the state of Florida, they decided middle school students will be taught that enslaved people benefited from slavery. They insult us in an attempt to gaslight us, and we will not stand for it.
Look at that. This clip officially put out by the White House. The White House put this clip out, so damn it, they're standing behind it. You would think, right, if you innocently said something off the cuff that you may have gotten wrong, that wouldn't be in a prepared speech, and that wouldn't be then put out on social media by the White House, okay? So this is known, but let's get back into this check here. They push forward revisionist history. She said, just yesterday, the state of... Well, we heard what she said. And we go through here, and here's what the fact checker says. The Florida Board of Education approved new social studies standards. Known as the Stop Wrongs Against Kids and Empowerment Act. Stop Woke. Get it? The law bans workplaces and schools from teaching that anyone must feel guilt based on their race as a result of actions by others in the past. Earlier this year, Florida rejected a new high school advanced placement course on Black Studies. So this 216-page document covers a broad sweep of Black history, along with topics such... We don't need to get into that. But anyway... The point is, when we go through this fact checker is saying that it's true. It's true that the school standards say enslaved people benefited from slavery. Well, guess what? I don't think we're going to find a link to it in this article. Maybe we will. But anyway, I downloaded the curriculum here. It is 216 pages, and here on page 71, subsection 68AA.2.3, examine the various duties and trades performed by slaves. Examples: agricultural work, painting, carpentry, tailoring, domestic services, blacksmithing, transportation. Benchmark clarifications. Clarification 1, instruction includes how slaves develop skills which in some instances could have applied for their own personal benefit. Okay. To be clear, right? The skills that they learned, they may have benefited from, right? Right here, the skill they learned, they may have benefited from learning the skill. What did Kamala say? She said that they benefited from slavery. What? No one's saying that. No one's saying that. In fact, let's see. I want to make sure I get the quote right here. They'll be taught that enslaved people benefited from slavery. They insult us, and it's an attempt to gaslight us. So Kamala is saying that the kids are being taught that the slaves benefited from slavery. And when we look at the curriculum states how the slaves benefited from skills, learning skills. It's not controversial, and no one would disagree that you would try to give skills to people that are working for you or that are enslaved by you. If you're bringing over people, obviously, if you want them to, I don't know, for example, maybe they need to know, maybe they need to know how to plow the field, right? I don't know. I'm just making this up, spitballing here. But if we're plowing the field and you don't know how to plow the field, well, then you teach the slave how to plow the field, and maybe the slave would benefit from learning how to do this, right? It's now, the work is not quite as hard. Or if you teach someone how to sew clothing, right? Maybe that's one of the skills. They taught them, oh, here's how you can sew clothing. And so now the slave has the skill of sewing clothing. Nobody is saying that they benefited from slavery. No, it's just that they were taught some skills. Of course they were taught skills. Of course. It would be ridiculous not to do that. Okay? And some of that may have been beneficial in the future, like when slavery was done, or the people became free, that they may have learned some of the skills that now they can use these skills to make money or do something. You know? This Kamala here is purposely misinterpreting what is in the curriculum. And by the way, as a school teacher, I understand the curriculum. The thing is, nobody reads the curriculum anyway. As a school teacher, you don't have time to go through. What they want you to do is you come up with a lesson plan, and then you're supposed to note, hey, which part of the state curriculum are you meeting on this point? And you could just go through and you look some stuff up, and you go, oh, I'm meeting subsection 68A.A.2.4 in this particular lesson. And you have to turn that into the principal or whatever, or your lead teacher. So they're making sure that you're staying within the guidelines of what they want you to teach. But nobody reads the curriculum. This is not... It's kind of like big guidelines at... it's like the rules of grammar, right? You have the rules of grammar, and it's this big book, and it's on the shelf. Well, guess what? Not a whole lot of people consult it anyway. This is a made-up controversy. This is a huge made-up controversy, and it looks like, if I were to interpret this, it appears to me that let me just check, make sure I'm live here. Okay. It appears to me that they're really trying to push fear on people coming into this election year. That's what it looks like to me, because this is nonsense. Nobody, find me a person in your own life that would say, yeah, slaves benefited from slavery. Nobody's saying that. And this curriculum doesn't say that either. I gotta stop repeating myself, because that's what I do. I'm working on it. I'll try to not repeat myself as much. But as it is a Fact Check Friday, let's do another fact check, shall we? Let's check out something else. You know, Twitter users voted down a fact check on Elon Musk's tweet, calling it unhelpful. Maybe we should implement that system in real life. Just imagine canceling all the unhelpful things that you don't like. Goodbye long lines, traffic jams, tangled headphone wires. The world would be a much better place. So here's the story. On Twitter, or X, as it's called now, right? Elon Musk posted a tweet, I guess, or an X. We still got to figure that out. Speculating on a potential link between COVID vaccine and the cardiac arrest of Bronny James, son of LeBron James. The tweet received a correction from the user-run community note system, clarifying, it has to do with myocarditis and whatnot, and where it was supported by studies. However, the correction label was later removed as users voted it unhelpful. The community note system allows users to flag and correct misinformation through popular vote. Musk has previously praised this system as an arbiter of truth on Twitter, or X. So, let's see if can I even read that? What the tweet was? Where the heck is it? I tell you, I'm thrown off a little bit today. Okay, so here was the tweet from Elon Musk. He said, "We cannot ascribe everything to the vaccine, but by the same token, we cannot ascribe nothing. Myocarditis is a known side effect. The only question is whether it's rare or common." So, Elon Musk steps in talking about, he didn't make the claim that it was. He didn't make the claim that the vaccine had an effect on Bronny James. I have a hard time with that name, Bronny. I don't know. Grown man named Bronny. Okay. But he says, we can't ascribe everything to the vaccine, but we can't ascribe nothing. That seems very fair. That seems very balanced. That's not making some obscene claim. Myocarditis is a known side effect. That's a fact. That is a fact. And, yeah. So people, always quick to jump on Elon Musk, they came in and studies show that the risk of myocarditis is significantly higher after an actual COVID infection than with the vaccine. Well, that really doesn't have anything to do with what he said. Among adolescent boys, the risk of myocarditis following a COVID infection was approximately twice that the risk of following the second vaccine dose. Okay, that might also be true, and they've listed links to that. Well, here's the great thing about Twitter, or X. People looked at this and they said, yeah, that doesn't help anything. He wasn't making some grand claim. He just said, you know, maybe we ought to look into this. This isn't a helpful community note. So they removed the community note. If I were to go back on, and if we were to have community notes on, say, PolitiFact, right? If we had that on PolitiFact, we could go through here and we could go through all the fact checks and, you know, we could say, yeah, that's not helpful. Klaus Schwab publicly admitted he's planning to implement China-style forced COVID lockdowns all over the world during the next pandemic. Yeah, it's not helpful. Yeah. None of this is helpful, and we could vote these out, and we could make the fact checkers actually concentrate on important fact checks that matter, and not all this, like, trivial crap. But speaking of trivial, have you seen Oppenheimer yet? I got an interesting story about that. Hey folks, you hear about Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer film? They say it's so intense that even visiting the Trinity Site, the birthplace of the world's first nuclear bomb, seems like a walk in the park. You know, it's serious when you're waiting in line to see the detonation site when you're waiting in line longer to see the detonation site than the actual runtime of the movie. And the Army warns that if you're not one of the first 5,000 visitors, you may miss it. Just like the folks who missed the punchline of this joke. Okay, so fans of the Christopher Nolan movie Oppenheimer may want to visit the Trinity Site, the location of the world's first nuclear bomb detonation featured in the film. It's open to the public only twice a year, October 21st, 2023, and April 6th of next year, within the White Sands Missile Range in New Mexico. Due to the movie's release, there may be longer wait times, and only the first 5,000 people may get in before the 2 o'clock closing. The site closes at 3:30. The Trinity Site features an obelisk marking the bomb's location and samples of trinitite. It's safe to visit now, but it used to be restricted due to radiation, so public access is limited to accommodate military weapons testing. So this is interesting, the Trinity Site. The main reason that I did this story, not the main reason, but one of the reasons that I did this story is I've been to the Trinity Site. I'm from New Mexico, and there's not a whole lot there. There's literally nothing there. You know, it's a big, flat, empty field. They do have the obelisk, the little Washington D.C. monument looking thing. It's not even very big. I don't know. Maybe it's 18 feet tall, something like that. Not that tall. Just with stones. And you can walk around. Now, I doubt any of this still exists. When I went, we actually may have grabbed a couple little pieces of trinitite, which are radioactive rocks that were glazed from the... oh, damn it. Yeah, I'm not on YouTube. I'm not on YouTube. I put it in the thing. Go to Rumble, okay? Bye. I gotta turn my phone off when I do this damn show. People calling me, hey, your stream's not live. Yeah, I know. I know. Anyway, trinitite, it's this glazed, became a rock from the original blast. I imagine they're all gone by now because they were very hard to find when I was there, and we may have picked up a couple and liberated them. I don't know. One of my friends in college was really into radioactive things, and he collected old like clocks that had glow-in-the-dark things, and they were actually like radioactive. He had a little meter. Now my mind doesn't even work right now. I'm just totally thrown off today. Like a Geiger counter. He had it's funny being a freshman in college with having your own Geiger counter. So we went out there with the Geiger counter and we found some trinitite rocks, little pendants, not pendants, but little, about like 1 inch size pieces of this trinitite and took. But, and somewhere I have a commemorative t-shirt from the 80s of of visiting Trinity Site. I was looking for it this morning. Obviously, I didn't put it in my t-shirt drawer. It's much too small, right? But it's I put it like in a keepsake box. I can't remember where it is. Anyway, God, nobody cares, Tom. Nobody cares about this story. I get it. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know if you ever wanted to go to the Trinity Site, not much there. It's probably going to be a disappointment. Just saying, maybe saving you a trip. You might watch somebody's video when they're there. But it's a big flat field. That's about it. Anyway, but looks like with the popularity of Oppenheimer, we're going to get thousands of people going out there. When I went out there, there was, it was only open twice a year, even back then. And when I went, we were about the only people out there. Like, nobody was going then. Nobody was visiting it. There may have been, I don't know, a dozen people at the site. Anyway, let's get to a good story. I need a good story, so let's do that. Did you hear about NASA's new streaming platform, NASA Plus? It's like Netflix, but for the final frontier. I guess they thought, hey, if we can put a rover on Mars, we can definitely get people to binge watch our space documentaries. So NASA's launching a streaming service called NASA Plus that will offer live broadcasts and original space-related video series for free with no ads. No ads. The platform will be available on mobile devices and media players, like Roku. So you got a Roku TV. You want something nice in the background as you're doing some housework, you put on NASA Plus. I think it's cool. And they're also updating their digital presence to consolidate mission information on a new webpage and app experience. Furthermore, the agency has expanded contracts with Axiom Space and Collins Aerospace to develop new spacesuits and potential deep space exploration, enhancing redundancy in spacesuit capabilities. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I like so much streaming content is out there. What I do not like are ads. I hate ads. Just last night I was looking up different things. I was looking for some old Russian movies, and they were available on Freebie. It's free, but they got ads, and I can't do it anymore. I can't watch something that's interrupted with ads, and I'm so happy that NASA Plus, free streaming, no ads. That's great. That's something that may inspire some kids in the future. They could be watching NASA TV and they may get inspired to study science, study physics, study astrospace. That's going to be, I think, a great thing. I would have loved NASA Plus, NASA TV as a kid. I would have loved that. Even on our 9-inch black and white TV. Still would have been cool, right? Still would have been cool. Anyway, they haven't launched it quite yet. This was just the announcement that they're going to. So that's something we can look forward to. I will mention it once it does go live. So anyway, that's all I have for you today. Yeah. Again, I'll try to figure out what the hell went wrong. Stick around for the after show. I'll be going through your comments. And I hope you have a beautiful, glorious weekend. This weekend may be a little special for me. And maybe I'll tell you about it. We'll see. Anyway, have a great one. Peace. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Here we go. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Ugh. Let's just get rid of all that crap. Okay. Oh, you're kidding me. Okay. Here we go. So we got some chat. Let's check it out. Well, I guess we'll hit the YouTube chat real quick. People are checking in. Everybody's excited. Fact Check Friday. Hey, Tom, what's up? Is the live stream happening? Is this... it's not working on YouTube. Yep. Check on Rumble. Yep. And then, yeah, YouTube. Then I said, YouTube stream not working. Come to DLive or Rumble. So, yeah, it did work fine on DLive. Although, don't see any comments over there. But, still working well on Rumble. Not sure what the issue was. You know, so what I do, just a little behind the scenes, I don't stream directly to these services. I go to an intermediary. I pay for a service, right? That then will send my broadcast to various different streaming services. So they, and one of the reasons that you do this is most people don't have the bandwidth to be able to broadcast more than one live stream from their house. And so I can go to, the one that I use is called Caster, but there's a lot of different ones. And so I pay them a monthly fee, and I send the live stream to them, and then they distribute the live stream to the various services that I want it to go to. So yes, I'm I'm paying money to do this for you. And I guess it just didn't work today with YouTube. That's never happened before. So anyway, let's see what's happening over on Rumble. Duggo hit me up with $5. It's Fact Check Friday. Thank you, Duggo. I appreciate you. Thank you. Oh, it's the glowing green shirt. One of my faves. Yeah, I love this shirt. For YouTube, you just need a bigger hammer. Indeed, I do. Indeed, I do. We just had another grandchild born 10 minutes ago. Fact check true. Well, Big Daddy 5150 here. Cheers to you. That's awesome. That is awesome. Congrats. Congrats. So you're no longer, as Duggo says, congrats, Big Granddaddy. So Big Granddaddy 5150. That's a good one. I like that. And it's a girl. Nice. Nice. Says, not my problem. That's a great name for a handle. Yeah, I did it. I need to learn how to navigate Rumble. Grr, I'm too old to learn new tricks. I kind of feel the same way. I think Rumble, in my opinion, is good because they do not censor comments. They do not hide you in the algorithm. I am discovered a lot more in Rumble, although, you know, I don't have the same number of subscribers, but more people tend to watch it on Rumble. I think we're at about 200 subscribers right now on a Rumble. In the Bible, Joseph, not the stepfather of Jesus, actually did benefit from his time as a slave in Egypt, which ended up saving his entire family, which became the Jewish nation. So there. Aha, yeah. Slavery was a benefit, ripped from all you know to be a field hand. That's a fact check false. Factory work is modern slavery, says Big Daddy. Okay. They're not just pushing fear, but anger and hatred and fear. Oh my. It seems that way, doesn't it? Bromy or brawny, like the paper towel brand. Yeah, that's true. Oh, by the way, okay, not my problem is Doug. So what's up, Doug? Doug Christopher, over there on YouTube. Yeah, it's good when we have different handles. It's nice. Sad about Brawny. His dad made them all get the jab. I'll bet he's regretting that. Well, the thing is, we don't know if it was from the vaccine, and I don't think anyone's specifically saying that. You know, but if you're going to refute it, you can't. So if you say, it's tough because this is one, I should be able to say whatever I want to because this isn't on YouTube, right? If you say there's myocarditis may have been from the vaccine, and then you refute that by saying, yeah, but it's worse if you had COVID than if you got a booster. It's like, okay, but that's not addressing the point. It's not the point. You know, not the point. The point is, and if you don't study it, right? If you don't have any direct studies on the effects of taking the vaccine and myocarditis, then it's hard to really draw any conclusions, isn't it? And I bet, what do you think would happen if you submitted a request to do a study on this? What do you think would happen? You might be told not to do that study. I suspect. See, I've watched numerous docs on the first A-bomb. Now we're a call-in show. Yeah, it's nice that someone called you. Just in case you were incapacitated or something. I'm glad someone's checking in on you. Good deal. Trinity River is more exciting. I bet. Pretty much anything is more exciting. The Trinity Site could not be more boring. I can't stress enough how there's literally nothing there. And I suspect now all the little rocks, every single one of them has been picked up in the last 30 years since I was there. And they were really hard to find when I was there, 30 years ago or whatever. Or more than 30 years ago. Yikes. Let's see. Are you in support? Let's see. Shoe my reel. Are you in support of Trump or stupid Joe Biden brain? I don't know. First of all, it doesn't really matter who I support, right? I live in Oregon. The way our politics work is, and I'm not even a member of a party, right? So I'm not a member of a political party. So I can't help choose who the nominee is going to be. And then I also live in Oregon, which will vote Democrat. It doesn't matter, right? Like the points that will go in the Electoral College from Oregon will be Democrat. Like, that's just it. So it really doesn't even matter who I support. I may have contributed to a couple candidates this year, which I think I've talked about in the past. Gonzo says, glad I could catch it live on Rumble. Good. I'm glad you could. YouTube was buffering a lot today, especially within the last hour. Maybe it's them, not you. That's good to know. Thank you for sharing that with me, because I was wondering if I did something wrong. So it's possible I did nothing wrong. In fact, that's something that I've talked about before. If it's something that we're not an expert in, it's really easy to believe that it's our fault, right? And so I know that one time Rumble wasn't streaming, and it turned out that Rumble wasn't working site-wide, but I thought I did something wrong because it wasn't working. I thought it was me, because I'm not really great on this streaming stuff. So yeah, maybe there's just a problem with YouTube altogether. I tell you what I would appreciate everyone to do on Rumble, you can help me out. I'm going to post this video as a video over on YouTube today. And if you wouldn't mind going over there and hitting the like button, and who knows, maybe it'll do better than the live stream does. So this can be an experiment. Will a video on YouTube do better than the actual live stream? You know, I started doing live streams because I thought maybe that was a way to break through by doing a live show, that maybe I would get promoted more. Turned out that's not really the case. So yeah, I will post this as a video over on YouTube, and let's see if it does any better or not. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, Rumble, very good site. Oh, by the way, okay, look at the moon is Natasha. Okay, that's cool. Boom, boom, boom. Anyway, I think that's about it that we have today. I hope you have an awesome weekend. I really do. And yeah, I'll be back on Monday. But if you could do me a favor, sometime later today or this weekend, if you could go over to YouTube and hit a like on the video there, that would be awesome possum. I really appreciate y'all. Have a beautiful day. Peace.